Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to Bma's Crafty Corner. I am Bma, better known as Els, and today we're doing this. It's a journaling card. It is. It's a journaling card, but it's a journaling card with a pocket, and so we can put a tag or a tab or another journaling card inside of it. Easy peasy. You don't really need any special tools for this one. If you have some tools, that works. But if you don't have special tools, I'm going to show you how to do it without it. First, we'll make one using some tools, and then we'll make one without tools. Okay? So I'm going to get out a whole bunch of supplies. I'll be right back. All right, so supplies on this one. If you have some dies that are squares or rectangles or whatever shape you want to use, you could use those. If you don't, paper trimmer and a corner rounder. You're going to want some cardstock, not paper. You need cardstock for this, okay? And then just some cardstock, plain cardstock works. So some decorative cardstock, some plain cardstock, liquid adhesive, and then you either want like a tab punch or excuse me, I'm so sorry, a circle punch that you can make a tab out of. If you don't want to do that, then, just a hole punch and an eyelet setter so you can put a regular piece on the top, okay? We're going to make this a couple of different ways. If you do not have dies and you're going to be using a paper trimmer, you're probably also going to want a metal ruler and a craft knife and a small hole punch, okay? So let me get this out of the way. I'll come back. We're going to do the fast one first, with the dies. And then when we come back, the second one, we're going to do that one manually. I'll be right back. So first, we're going to use dies to do this. Don't machine shame me. I know it's a beat up thing, but you know what? It still works. That's all I care about. So for this one, I've selected a kind of a fat rectangle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 pieces out of this with this fat rectangle. So we're going to get that on there. This is great for scraps. Just a regular regular sandwich here. I'm going to run this through. And then I'm going to go back. I want to make sure I get through both layers, okay? You can use your magic mat if you have one. That'll perfectly work, no problem. All right, so I have 2 squares that are the same size. On the top square, that's where we're going to be putting our line in, okay? Now, you can use, something fancy. Maybe you have a set of these, so you have like this, or you have this loop, whatever you want. We're going to use, I think, that one this time. And all we really want here is to make sure that the one that we're using fits and gives us plenty of space. So that one fits. Do I have something else I might want to use? No, I like this one. All right, it'll make a nice big opening. So I'm just going to put that where I want it to be, and I'm going to cut that piece off. If I can find my cutting board. What did I do with it? It's clear, so I can't see it. All right, so I'm going to cut that out of the top, mindful of direction here. So I've cut my slot. And now I'm going to get rid of this die cutter because I don't need it anymore. All right, off the desk it goes. So we're going to take that out. Nice big slot. That's a big one. I like it. And then I'm going to put these away, and when I come back, we're going to put this thing together. I'll be right back. All right, so if you're an inker and you want to ink this, you just ink it. No big deal. I'm going to do this little inside piece. A little ink on that. And then all you're going to do is just glue this onto here. And they're the same size, so they'll glue right up. All right, so glue at the top, glue down the side, across the bottom, and down the other side. And then what I do is I stand them up kind of on their side like this and match it, and then I press it down. Okay? So now I'm going to let this one dry, and while it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and bring out the paper trimmer and some other paper, and we're going to make one manually. Okay? I'll be right back. All right, so I have a piece of my cardstock, and I have a piece of scrap of paper, and I'm going to make this. I like it at 3 inches. You know, I just think that's a good width. Taking a scant amount off of there, and I'm going to go like 3 by 5. I think that's a good size for a journaling card. And then I'm going to cut this to 3 by 5. Exact same size. 3 by 5. All right, so we have our 2 pieces. But else, we need a slot. Yeah, I know. We're going to do that. When I come back, I'm going to have my hole punch, my straight razor, my craft razor, and a steel ruler. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my top piece and I'm going to put it on my grid. Doesn't matter, any line. Okay, I just want it on here. And then I'm going to come down about 1/2 inch. And I want to go between the 1/2 and the 3/4. And then I'm going to put some marks on here. About there. And about there. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch those out with my hole punch. So we're going to put one right about here. And then this one right about there. And you can put these as far in or as far out as you want, okay? And then the next part of this process is just taking your craft knife and your ruler, lining it up at the top of the holes, and then just cutting from one hole to the other. You can feel it give. You could do the same thing if you have this type of a paper trimmer. You can just put it in there. You can drop this in to the hole and move it until you don't feel that any more pressure. Again, now I'm going to go to the bottom of the holes. I'm going to start in one and cut to the other. And then I'm just going to take that out. And I have a slot. Now you can use a wider hole punch if that's what you have. I happen to have a little one, but if you have a wider, you know, a standard hole punch, use it. All right. Now I'm going to put these together and I'm going to glue this down. It's very easy. I want to glue most of this top part. Okay. I have to remember not to squeeze this glue bottle. And then down the side. Across the other side. Again, I'm going to do it on the side. Line up the top. The rest of it will line up. Smooth it down. Round some corners. And I've made the exact same pocket that I made using the die. Okay? Oh, there we go. Same pocket. Now I can add some decoration to the front of it, and I have the same pocket. I'm going to let this one dry. I'm going to do one more thing for you guys today. Just a little bit different than what we've been doing, but I want to show you that it's possible. So I'll be right back. All right, so for this one, I have 2 pieces of file folder, and they're cut to the same size, okay? But I want to make a tag out of them. So I'm going to make my slot lower on here. ruler. I just had it. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, my ruler. So my tag is going to be up here. So I'm going to move this down. I'm going to put some marks. A little bit here. A little bit there. I'm going to poke bigger holes this time. Use the big one because that's what I have in my hand. All right. Big hole. Big hole. Okay. Same thing. Bottom to bottom, top to top. Move it up. I always manage to get this part screwed up. Okay, take that out. Nice big slot. I'm going to glue this up just the same way I did the other one. Only I have a lot more area to cover up here. And then we're going to go down the sides. Up this side. We're going to put this together. On its side. Put it together. I'm going to let it dry. When I come back, we're going to turn that into a tag. Okay? I'll be back. We're going to take a look at all of them. All right. So let's start with the little one. That was the first one we did. And this one is, the slot is just over 2 inches. It's about 2 1/4. We're going to stick to 2. This thing's about 3 3/4 inches tall. So let's cut a piece. 2 by 3 3/4. Just checking for size. I think I goobered some glue in there. This needs to be a little shorter. Okay. In it goes. All right, then we have this nice tall one, and our cut here is about 2 1/2 by 5. So let's go about 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. We're testing for size. Put that one in. I think we're going to go a little shorter on this. Put it in. Pretty good. And then as far as like the tabs on the top, you can punch a circle out of a piece of scrap, fold it in half, and you can glue that on and make a pull out of it. You can put it in the middle, you can put it on the side, wherever you want to put it. I'm going to round some corners on this before I put it in there. Rounding corners just makes it easier to get it in and out of the slot. It's not required. And I'm going to use my bone folder here to make that tack on there. So that now fits in there. And I can put the whole thing in a pocket. So I've got journaling space on the back and I've got journaling space in the card. We're going to do the same type of thing over here. We're going to go ahead and round some corners. And let me see if I have a scrap. Do I have a scrap? I do. Fold it in half. Remember, if you're inking, ink this before you put it on, okay? We're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on here at the top. And then that one slides in there. Again, we have journaling space on our tag inside, and we have journaling space on the back. So what about this one that we did, where we put the line so low? Well, we're going to turn it into a tag. So, there we go. I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to poke a hole at the top, as you do with tags. We'll poke a hole. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece on this one. I don't really want to use an eyelet on it, so I'm going to use one of these circle protectors. Throw the rest of them on the floor. The cat will enjoy it. All right. A little bit of adhesive on here. Put this on the circle around the hole. Then we're going to go ahead and measure this one. So this one is about 2 by 3, 2 by 3.5. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a tag to go in it, 2 inches, 3.5 inches. I'm going to make this a tag too. Why? Because I can. I'm going to put a tag in a tag. So I got a little tag. Do a little rounding of the corners because that always makes it easier to put it in there. Get our tag. We're going to put our tag in our tag. And again, you can put a topper on this so that it's easier to take it in and out. But you put a top on that, stick it in anywhere in your journal, and you have this cute little tag that you can decorate, and you can pull it out and have extra journaling space. So I'm going to clear the desk. I'll be right back. All right, so here they are. This is my original one, and I used the die on this, and it's got a little ruffled kind of scallop on it, and it's just cute. This is the one that we made using the same idea, using a die and using a slot die. And then this one we did by hand out of cutting paper, and this one is just a tag that we did it to. We put 2 tags together, and we did the same thing with that. So that's it. That's my quick little idea for today. It's a thing. It's a journal card. It's a tag, but it's a pocket. You guys know I love my pockets. So until I see you again, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You know, I offend everybody, so you might want to be here when that happens. What else? Go ahead and check out down in the description. If you click on more, you can cyber stalk me. It tells you how to reach me on Etsy, Facebook, YouTube, Ko-Fi, Patreon. It's all down there. Just go ahead and click on the more. Follow the links in that description box. It's going to take you to all of my social media. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.